I'm Ashley. Welcome back to another episode of Whip It Like Butter. Okay, so today's recipe is going to be a chocolate bundt cake. But we can't just make just a regular bundt cake. We like, glazes and icings over here. So we're going to top this cake with a chocolate ganache glaze. All you need is two ingredients to make this ganache. We're going to use some chocolate and we're going to use some heavy whipping cream, and it's going to definitely be delicious. Okay, so we're not going to talk about this anymore, right? We're going to go ahead and get into it so I can show y'all how it's done. Let's go. Okay, all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, full fat sour cream, room temperature, cocoa powder, salt. You're also going to need to have your eggs at room temperature and your butter, and you need vanilla extract as well. Okay, so y'all know how we start things off. Always cream the butter and the sugar together first. So we're going to go ahead and add our butter in here. Y'all see how soft it is? It's how you know it's at room temperature. Once you can press into it, it's definitely ready to go. So after our butter and sugar are creamed together, we're going to add our salt and our vanilla. Creaming takes about 2 or 3 minutes. Of course, I just sped it up for the video. And then we're going to add our eggs in here. And we're going to just add them one at a time, making sure that they're fully incorporated before you add the next one. And then here we go, we're going to go ahead and add our cocoa powder. And of course you want to turn your mixer down, whether if you're using a hand or a stand mixer, so your cocoa doesn't go anywhere. If you experience it once, like, you'll never forget it the next time. Okay, so we're going to add our flour and our sour cream alternating. So we start with the flour and we end with the flour. Y'all know I like to use a measuring cup just so it's easier for me to go ahead and pour in here. And you just keep alternating. You want to give your batter a little time to catch up after you add the flour. And then you add your sour cream, so it's not getting too thick with your additions. Okay, and so once we have that all mixed in there, then we're good to go. We have our oven preheated to 325. So we're going to finish mixing by hand so we don't over mix. Spray your Bundt pan and then go ahead and pour that batter. And you're going to cook your cake for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. It's done when the toothpick comes out clean, alright? And you make sure you want to check it like at 1 hour and 5 minutes to see how your cake is doing, and then check on it pretty closely in those last 10 minutes. You may need to pull it out early, just depending on your oven. So we smooth the top of our cake here. Here it is when it's done. We're going to go ahead and invert it. Invert it after 20 minutes. Okay? And we'll allow it to finish cooling. So let's go ahead and make our chocolate ganache or glaze. So you just need semi-sweets and heavy cream, and we have our spatula here ready to go for our mixing. So all we're going to do is pour our heavy cream in here. We're going to go ahead and bring it to like a simmer. So once it starts simmering, like as soon as it starts simmering, we're going to go ahead and turn it off, and we're going to remove it from the heat. And then we're going to go ahead and pour it over our semi-sweets. And we're going to let this sit for about 3 minutes to allow the chocolate to soften before we start stirring. And then we're going to stir. And the longer you stir, baby, the silkier it gets, okay? And then that's our chocolate ganache. Now we use semi-sweets, but you can definitely use a higher quality chocolate. Depending on the chocolate that you use, like if you use bars, of course you want to cut it up in smaller pieces for easier mixing. But depending on the type of chocolate you use, definitely that will depend on what type of taste you get. So play around with what kind of chocolate that you want to use, but semi-sweets are good as well. So afterwards, I'm going to go ahead and pour it on this cake. Now, I should have put my cake on a cooling rack and then let it drip, but I obviously had to do it the hard way. But anyway, it still came out cute. So just decorate your cake the way you like. And of course, here in a second, you'll see how mine came out, and we'll get ready for this taste test, honey. Yes, isn't that pretty? Y'all know I'm excited. Go ahead and show y'all this cake. Okay, here we are. Look, baby. That cake is so dang. Look at that. Okay, look at this ganache. Nice, shiny. That's how it should be. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this taste test. Y'all know it made me want to sing every time I get to this part. Y'all know I gotta get to the little crunchy part first. Yes. Okay, now I'm ready for the icing part. Definitely scrumptious. Mmm. Mmm. That's just right. Y'all want to hurry up and get this recipe? Alright, y'all. So you know the recipe is in the description box down below. Before you go, you know what I want you to do? Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video. Don't be stingy. Make sure that you share it and come back and join us for more. Bye.